What is up, my travelers, my seekers, my lost ones, my aliens, all of you. I miss you guys. I miss you guys so much. I've been gone for a while. But I have great content for you. Welcome to my first episode of Balancing Light, Learning Light. I was gonna do all the chakras in one video and just do one big chapow, but when I got down to write out my lesson, it just got to be too much. So I decided to make a series out of it, and I also decided to dedicate each series to each chakra. Now, what are chakras? Chakras are the wheels of energy inside you that allow everything to flow freely, right? Chakra in Sanskrit literally means wheel, okay? So these chakras are your spiritual energy centers inside of your body. This is how light flows. This is how vibration flows. This is how energy flows, right? So you have all of these chakras. You have your root chakra, which we'll be talking about today. You have your solar plexus. Oh, sorry, I missed one. Sorry. You have your root chakra, you have your sacral chakra, you have your solar plexus, you have your heart center chakra, you also have your throat, your third eye, and then finally your crown. It's so interesting to me, guys, because, today, it's so funny to me how, anytime somebody feels something weird inside of them, they immediately run to the doctor. Like, their first instinct is, prescribe. Like, I need an antibiotic inside me. Well, what if I told you that, all these chakras were aligned with certain organs in your body, and they can pinpoint the reasoning as to why you're feeling things that you're feeling at times that just don't seem normal to you, because remember, what you put your mind to, what you think about, you manifest. So if you think that every time you feel something odd inside of you, that it's like the freaking cancer coming to take your whole life, you're manifesting on that. You're manifesting on the idea of disease. You're bringing your hertz way down in those 40, 50 ranges when you put your thoughts on those frequencies, right? And what happens when the hertz in your body drops down that low? You get sick. It's just what it is. It's inevitable. So we're going to talk about this root chakra first. Your root chakra is found in your spine, which is down here. It is also correlated with the pelvic floors and the first 3 vertebrae. Now, because of that, it affects the colon, it affects the lower back, and it also affects the bladder, right? So these are things that you want to look for. If you're having these problems or anything related to it, these are a very broad spectrum of categories. If you have anything related to this, you might want to, check out your root chakra. Now it gets more spiritual and emotional than simply just our organs and how our body is functioning. It gets down to a spiritual level. Your root chakra is, in a sense, like your house, right? It's the foundation that keeps everything inside safe. It keeps everything inside protected, right? If you're outside on the street and you see something down the road chasing you, you're not just gonna sit there and be like, oh, okay, this guy's running at me, he might take out my life, but I'm just gonna sit here. No, your first instinct would probably be to run to the house, to your house behind you. And if you don't have a house, you might even look for somebody else's house, right? So I like to think of this in terms of your house, your foundation. Now, how does the root chakra get skewed? How does it get unbalanced? How does it get to the point where it needs healing? Well, because it's your foundation, it is correlated with survival and being rooted. Now, those things all correlate with food, they correlate with shelter, they correlate with safety. So if, say for instance, you just broke up in a relationship, right? And now you were living with this person, and now all of a sudden you have to figure out, well, where am I gonna live? Like, I don't want to be with this person anymore. Like it's not good for me, right? So now you're questioning your tribe also. So you're not feeling rooted in that. You're not feeling rooted in the sense that you have a home. Your home doesn't even feel like a home anymore, right? You're rooted in a sense, probably wondering about money, like, okay, I need to get another job so that I can eat, so I can do all these things that naturally help me to survive, right? When all of these things get all jumbled up, it's so easy for this foundation to either collapse or get so freaking loud that you can't even hear yourself anymore. You're just in the middle of this big loud foundation, and you're just stuck. You're just stuck, right? No, you're not. You're not stuck because you came to the right place where you're learning how to notice these things. And next, we're going to transition into being unstuck, right? So this is one of my favorite affirmations for the root chakra. Okay. It says, as I strengthen my bond with God's divine energy, right? Because the energy that flows through us is God's energy, because there is one source and we come from source, we derive from source, so we are source itself, right? Just like my son is of me because he comes from me. We come from the source, so we are of source, right? So as I strengthen my bond with God's divine energy, I am being of God's divine light, right? As I strengthen my bond with God's divine energy. So to do this, you first have to accept it. You have to accept God, right? But a lot of you guys don't understand God outside of religion. Religion is not God. Religion was designed to keep you trapped inside of yourself. But that's a whole nother episode. That's a whole different episode. So we'll come back to this. So first you have to accept God. You have to accept these chakras. You have to accept this flowing energy. You have to accept that there is light. You have to accept the fact that this is even a thing, right? So once you do that, I am a being of God's divine light. You have to trust that. It's crazy because, you know, in society they've made it like wrong for people to like feel like they're like a superior being, right? But we're all superior beings. If I am of source, and source is all things, and I am of it, I am a being of God's divine light. I am a being of everything that is divine. I am a being of all things. All things lie in my vortex. What comes to me depends on the vibrations and the frequencies I put out to put myself on the plane of what I am envisioning and what I am feeling and what I am bringing out into real life, right? So, next, I am peaceful, protected, and secure. You have to know this. You have to trust this, and you have to believe this, right? So it's easy, like I said, the example before. You have a breakup, right? So what are you questioning again? You're questioning home, sense of home. You're questioning house, security, tribe, etc. Right. So, how do we begin to change our minds from thinking that everything is falling apart when it seems like everything's falling apart to, no, it's not. It's not falling apart. It's ending so something new can rise up, right? During the summer, we grow our plants. We have so much harvest. We have so much abundance, right? And we don't freak out when winter comes and all the plants die. We're not freaking out assuming that we're never going to be able to eat again. No. Why? Because things grow in the cold, right? Because we've learned this. We've learned and understood that there are different things that grow in the cold that a lot of people prefer better than the stuff that grows in the warmth, right? And we also know that the summer will be back again to produce new plants again, because everything in life is phases. It all comes in phases, right? And we also know that unless we change, we get set on repeat. Life gets set on repeat unless we change. So that's the point of healing. We want to change so we can progress. So you have all of these things that you're looking at in this breakup, right? And the biggest thing is the breakup. You're not even focusing on this. You're not even focusing on why you're breaking up. That it's healthier for you. That it's going to allow doors to open for you. It's going to allow you to heal yourself. It's going to allow you to be 100% you, right? These are all positive things, but instead, we don't focus on the breakup, but we focus on the fear of what could happen if we break up. Now get this is also the reason why a lot of people stay in relationships when they know in their heart that they're done. It's because the gyration of the list that you create through fear. Not feeling like you're home with anybody, not having a house, not having all these things that, that look so cool on the outside before. But if it's only looking cool on the outside and it's not feeling right within, how cool is it? Right? So let's get rid of this list that is not benefiting us. Let's get rid of this word breakup. It's not a breakup. It's the end of a chapter. It's an end of a chapter. So either a new book can be written or you can continue on to the next chapter, right? So I named all of those positive things that can come up with the end of a chapter, right? Finding yourself, healing yourself, figuring out who you truly are, right? Opening new doors, meeting new people. What does meeting new people do? What does opening new doors do? It opens new situations, it opens new circumstances. When you put yourself out there, that's when you start to escalate up. That's when you start to progress. When you change, that's when the repeat goes away. You've learned your lesson. You've ended that chapter. Now you're onto something new, right? So, the greatest affirmation to use with the root chakra to be able to understand and to believe that I am peaceful, protected, and secure is I have. So every morning, especially when I don't have time, real quick in my head, I'll name all of the things that I have that keep me rooted. And if I do have time, I'll go down in my notebook and I'll write them down and I'll do my yoga with it and everything, right? So what do you have that keeps you rooted? You have knowledge of self. You have awareness that these chakras even exist so you can get to a place where you are your own home. And nobody can come and break it because your walls turn from glass walls into a strong divine foundation created off of light and positive vibrations and energy. You can't break that, right? So what else do you have? I have love. I have compassion. I have empathy. I have drive. I have passion. I have dedication. All of these things are what make people, are what make human beings, right? The actions you put out is what you end up being. You can tell people all you want who you are, but if you're not acting in that sense on a consistent basis, you will never generate credibility, right? Right? Yeah. So when you go through these affirmations, you start to believe them. And then you start to wonder, well, what does that mean? What does it mean that I have compassion? What does it mean that I have drive? What does it mean that I have sense of self? Well, that means that you have all the tools to heal yourself so that you can get out into the world and help heal other people. And what is the most important thing in this world? Giving back. What you put into the world is what you give back. And this is why when you're healed, you manifest in abundance at such a rapid rate. It is insane. Because not only are you healed and you're free flowing, you're sharing it with the world, so the world's sharing it with you. Now imagine that. All of the things that you want you too. So here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Right? Next, I have a primal physical survival instincts. I'll say it again. I have primal physical survival instincts. But what does that mean, Ariel? Well, what that means is that you have the ability to survive. You can survive through anything. You've been doing it. Life is not easy. It's not. And whoever's gonna tell you that it is, they're a liar. It's hard. It's supposed to be hard. It's a game. It's supposed to be hard. There's supposed to be tears. There's supposed to be hands thrown up in the air. There's supposed to be moments where you drop down to your knees and all you have is your heart to give to God in speech. That's life, right? And in those moments, it can feel like you want to die or that you're going to die, but you're not. You're not. You feel like that because your body, your being is telling you that something needs to change. If you're feeling like you need to die or you're going to die, your body is screaming at you, right? It's like, hello. It's that wake-up call. It's like, are you going to get that epiphany or are you going to stay where you are? It's like, wake up. You're not dying. You're just seeing it as that way. No, your body is angry. Your being is angry. Your soul is angry. It's saying, wake up. Because you're surviving right now. You survived yesterday. You're going to survive today. And you're going to survive tomorrow. I am grounded like a tree. So let's back up to here. I am peaceful, protected, and secure. To know you are secure within yourself because you will protect yourself at all costs. You will not put yourself in any harm situation by person or by circumstance. And because of that, you know you'll always survive. Because you see all things, you see all outcomes, you perceive from a different vibrational field than you ever have before. You know you'll survive. And because of this, you become grounded like a tree. No wind is coming to move you. Nothing can move you. You're firm in yourself, right? You're grounded. Your roots are so deep into there. And what happens when you have a healthy, grounded tree? Every cycle, the fruit on top blossoms. I'm grounded like a tree, stable as bedrock. Because you're grounded. Because you know that nothing can sway you because of all these previous things. Now you know you're stable, right? And when you reach the point of healing in your root chakra, when you feel stable, right? This is what happens. The loud noises, they go away. They go away. And even this house that you've built around yourself starts to fall apart. Not fall apart, but it opens up. So your roof comes off so that you can ascend to your sacrum, which will be in the next video. But once your roof comes off and you see it's off and you ascend, you'll realize that you're standing on your own 2 feet, right? You'll realize you are safe, confident, and at peace. And then finally, on the true path for this life. Once you have the confidence, once you know that everywhere you walk, everywhere you end up is because of your 2 feet, that's when you'll be ready to journey, right? That's when you'll have the confidence and the peace to be able to do so. Because you'll have the confidence to know that you're putting yourself in the right circumstance, and you'll have the peace to let things go and let them come as they will. That free-flowing energy, right? And finally, I am on a true path for this life. You know you're on your true path because everything you are doing is out of peace, is out of confidence, is out of acceptance, it's out of understanding, it's out of being rooted in self and God's light and God's source. So, what happens? The house is gone. you get your convertible car, and you dip out and up. So just because you lose the house you created to keep yourself safe in the first place so that you could heal this root of yourself, just because you're losing the house, don't focus on losing the house. Focus on where you get to go because you're losing the house. Where you get to go because the roof is gone, right? So you have no house, you take the convertible car, no roof, you see everything, you go up. One more thing. There are foods and there are crystals and there are noises and there are frequencies that you can listen to and use while you're helping to heal. The root chakra is associated with red. So when you're talking about food, it's any really red fruit, and you, while you're eating it, associate it with it, right? So if you're eating the strawberry, think about the red of it. Think about it going down and nourishing the tree at your base, at your roots, right? Do that with everything. Focus on the feeling that you're getting. Focus on intention, right? And bring it to life. Bring that healing to life. How to bring things to life is also a whole nother video. But some of the crystals you can use are shungite, smoky quartz, hematite, garnet, red jasper, and carnelian. The shungite is for purity and protection. The smoky quartz is for endurance and clarity. The hematite is for grounding and balancing. The garnet is for energy, creativity. Red jasper is for strength, passion, and the carnelian is for confidence and ambition. You don't have to limit yourself. Even if you have no tools, you can dig down inside of yourself and heal these aspects of your life. All you have to do is be knowing. I just want to make sure. Okay, so last thing. So once you heal a chakra, it gets put into the mode prana, right? Now, what is prana? It is the ultimate pure healing energy force. This is what brings about happiness, healthiness, and positive vibrations. So once it's healed, your chakra is now in prana mode. And you can vision it as that wheel, right, that we talked about, because chakra means wheel. So you can visualize it as this ball of energy inside you, this wheel that's spinning, free flowing, allowing things to come and go. And it doesn't get slowed down. The ball only gets slowed down when you allow things in that hit it, and 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 hit it, until it dies out. It dies out because of fear. If you keep beating on something, it's gonna hide away, and you have to open it up again. Thank you guys for stopping by to Balancing Light, Learning Light. One love. See you guys soon.